Inner Flux. Un, deux, trois, un, deux, trois. Can you listen to me?
I can hear you.
Yeah, okay, nice. So here we are. Amalia, thanks a lot for accepting the invitation to the project. You can actually handle this. I can't wait. I'm going to help you. It's okay. This one, you can just move it here.
Okay.
Put it up like this.
Perfect.
Yes. So thanks a lot. I really wanted to start this project with you. We have talked about this since I think 2 years ago,
Yeah.
doing a podcast.
Mm-hmm.
You did yours. I was so pleased to be invited, and that actually gave me the courage to try to make my project come true.
Mm-hmm.
It's difficult to start from to go from 0 to 1, you know. But yeah, I think once you reach 1, it's go, you know. But thanks a lot.
Yeah, it's my pleasure. I'm so happy to be here.
So who's Amalia? How would you define yourself?
Well, I would say I'm multifaceted. I have many things. I guess I'm both athletic and lazy. I'm funny, and I can be home grounded, I guess. I forget the word. Grounded. I'm fascinated by a vast collection of things. I enjoy literature. I enjoy anything to do with philosophy. I think we share that as well in common.
Completely.
And sexuality, how the world works, politics, all these things that have to do with humanity, I'm very invested in. And what else about me? Well, I could say that I'm becoming a relational help therapist, and it's been my first year of school has been done, so I'm very excited about that.
Congratulations! Yeah.
Thank you. And yeah, so this is my current project, and I hope that through my podcast as well, it'll be helpful to people. I know on a one-on-one clientele base, it will be helpful, but to also share it to the world, even if it's a few people, I think it's worth it.
I think right now, podcasting became such a cliche. I'm a cliche. I'm happy to be a cliche.
Then I'm a cliche too.
Yeah, we're a cliche.
Own it.
Yeah, let's own it, and and let's be proud of it.
Yeah.
So we are a fucking cliche, and we are here. So anyway, why a podcast in 2025?
Why? Oh, well, I used to have this limiting belief that, what's the purpose of me adding into it? It's probably been done before. I felt like, what's the purpose? And then I realized that's a limiting belief, because what I have to say is just as important and it can be as helpful as anyone else. And especially when it comes to mental health, I don't think there could ever be enough podcasts that talk about mental health and your relationships, and I thought that was important to share that with the world.
I agree. I think right now we're in difficult times, politically, sociologically, and I think that having a podcast that talks about mental health, it's really helping people to be grounded also, because sometimes we don't even and also social media, we need to control the way we consume social media and the way how it makes us feel, to understand and put labels on these emotions that sometimes we don't know even they are there,
Yeah.
But I agree. So yeah, but for instance, how do you think you can reach people with a podcast right now? And this is a question also for myself. How how do you think you can reach people in a with a podcast in which, like, considering all the quantity of podcasts that are being produced per day?
Yeah. I think I don't put such an emphasis on how many people I'm going to reach, because to me, it's not about that. It's really like, I want a space where I can just tell a vulnerable part of myself and express myself in a way that maybe if it's one person, if it's mom and dad that watch my podcast only, that's okay too, I try not to focus so much on the quantity and more on the the want and the desire to put something of my own out there and be creative, because it is creative to do a podcast.
Of course.
So, you're putting yourself out there, first of all. And not only that, but you're talking about topics, and sometimes they're spontaneous and sometimes they might be rehearsed. But all of this is a creative act, and I'm very into that aspect.
I think like you just touched like a sensitive part of me, because like, yeah, like as a creative person, I think having a podcast, it became a way for a lot of people to, like, for instance, for introverts to come out and to say like, oh yeah, me actually I think about it, and I don't need to be outside like spreading the word to 100 people. I can just do it in my room and drop the bottle, like for me, this is exactly that. Like this podcast is just like dropping a bottle on the sea and see who finds it.
Yeah, and if they do and if they don't, who cares, like.
Yeah, because at the end, like YouTube, the internet, it became like this big sea in which, like in a city, like you can find everyone. Like here in Montreal, everyone knows everyone. So like everyone has a friend that knows the friend of a friend. So, but and the reality, like outside, like I think the internet, it became like this mass of production in which, like, for instance, just to think about it, having this set up here, like in the 90s, in the 80s, it will be impossible to think about this, you know? Why? Because like this was held by corporations, like because of the price point, the production, So this was like more like for only television, like having this kind of production. But right now it's like everyone can has it,
it's
can own it.
Accessible,
Yeah, it's accessible for everyone. But I think like me, I am doing just dropping the bottle. And
I love this analogy. I think it's so beautiful the way you put it. Like it takes off, first of all, the pressure of performance.
Yeah.
And it's also mystical. Like, who knows? You don't know who this bottle might reach. Maybe someone in the opposite world, or maybe someone nearby. And it's such a beautiful analogy. Good for you.
Maybe some pirates.
Yeah.
Because
Why not?
On the sea, there is a lot of pirates also. Like,
absolutely.
They will come to you.
I've seen those movies.
Yeah. Pirates, they come to you and they attack you. Like, we don't know. But anyway, like, so for instance, right now with your career, what's technically the name of the career you're
I'm so glad you asked.
Oh, thanks.
I love talking about it. So the job title is Relational Help Therapist.
Okay.
So I'm helping people with their relationship to themselves.
Okay.
And I'm also helping them with the relationship anywhere. Like it could be at work, it could be in your family, it could be with your friends. Whatever it may be relationally, I can help you kind of navigate that with your dynamics, the mechanisms you uphold, and we can figure it out together.
Okay, nice. So for instance, like I realized from the beginning, since we started to work together like 3 years ago, I think, something like this.
Yes.
That you were a good person to have conversations, like, and also, I mean, we spent.
I mean, you too. Yeah, it takes two.
But I realized, like, I don't know, we have spent a lot of time together, like hours and hours and hours.
Yeah.
But I realized, like, for instance, like the communication, it was super easy with you. Like what we were talking about it, like with Nais the other day, and we were saying, yeah, sometimes people, they don't like necessarily respect the silence moment. You know, like when you're sharing time, a lot of time
Yeah.
with people, sometimes there is people who doesn't know how to handle silence.
They have to fill the gap in.
The gap, yeah. Sometimes it's me. I accept myself, like, but it's sometimes, you know. But I know how to read people and read the moment, so I prefer not to, you know, like break their silence.
Okay.
But the moment we're having conversations, they were like so. I don't know how to say, like nourissant. Like,
nourishing.
yeah, nourishing. Yeah, exactly. So and then I was thinking, like, 2 years ago, I was like thinking, like, what the fuck, like, it's super nice to have a conversation with her. And then you told me, like, 1 year ago or something like this, I'm gonna be a relational therapist. And I was like, bro, you found it.
I found the thing.
You fucking found it. That's super nice.
Thank you.
And honestly, it didn't surprise me. But yes, at the same time, I was like, okay, yeah, that's her job. And so how did you arrive to this point in which, like you say, okay, relational therapist?
Yeah.
How did you arrive there?
Wow. Well, first of all, thank you for seeing me and for giving me such beautiful feedback. Like I love that it's nice to be affirmed in our conversations and that you're enjoying them and they're nourishing to you, because I feel the same way.
Thanks.
So for me, I kind of figured it out in university, because my major was, and I graduated in this major, is English Lit. And I realized that most of the books I was gravitating towards were actually books on psychology and on therapy and self-help books and just human interactions and human behavior and understanding the self. So through reading many books on those topics, I realized I love this. Like, I actually could read all these books constantly and never get tired of learning of these particular subjects. And I then realized, okay, maybe I make a career out of it. And also through talking to friends, I realized, okay, I'm getting something that some people don't really get. You know, it's hard to explain. Like, if someone comes to me for advice, I feel like I had a really good way of bringing the person to a point of understanding what they truly wanted and what they truly meant. You know, maybe seeing a third perspective, like a bird's eye view of the situation.
Nice.
And I realized that I was good at that. And I think therapists, that's the majority of the time is to kind of get you out of the like there's this expression,
like this,
that you're too much in the shit.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm trying to bring you out of it so that you can see the whole scope of things.
Yeah.
And I just felt I was really good at doing that, and I really enjoyed doing that. I never felt depleted. I never felt like, oh, I'm so tired of giving people these kind of takes on life or situations. And I'm like, oh my God, I should get paid for this.
Why not?
Let me utilize this. Yeah. So I decided to do my research. And in Montreal, there's only a few places that give you, you could go back to university, which I didn't want to do because I had just graduated. So then I looked up private schools that taught different types of therapies. And then I wanted to make it a bit more challenging. Like, I wanted not to limit myself, because in Montreal, you need to speak French and English to practice as a therapist. Yeah. So I was like, you know what? I'm just going to do it in French. And I started my certification in French. And there was this school that I'm so glad I picked. it's exactly what I wanted and what I want to give to others as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, then, but well, congratulations, honestly.
Thank you.
So, it's how many left? How many time left?
So there's 2 years left, but I personally want to go into couples therapy. So
Okay.
it will be an additional year. So in total, 3 years.
No, it's not that. At the end, it's like going back to school
Yes, it is. It's like getting my bachelor's degree
again.
but not university. So it's nice.
So, something I got curious about is like, you literally studied in different countries.
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
So, how many countries have you? Okay, let's start with something more. Let's go back.
Okay.
Where did you get born? You are born.
I was born in Moldova.
Okay.
It's a part of Romania. Well,
Okay.
no, it's not. It's no longer a part of Romania, but it used to be a part of Romania.
Okay.
So Moldova, Chisinau.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then, how do you arrive to Montreal? Where is like?
Right. Where's the connection?
Yeah. Where is the connection like that brings you to Montreal?
Yeah. So my mom is the connection, and it happened because most of my mom's side of the family lived in Montreal. They had immigrated from Lebanon. My mom is Lebanese.
Okay.
And so she got the Canadian passport through them. And then I got the Canadian passport through her.
Sure. Okay.
And so has my dad. My dad's American. And so he's Canadian as well now, and just Canadian. I'm not, my dad made his choice. I have my own personal views on politics, but all in all, I don't, I have love for the U.S. and,
It's a beautiful country. U.S. is a beautiful country. It's they have beautiful people. I have met really nice people. It's just like a system that is eating them. It's like a carcinoma, it's eating everything from inside, and it's just so sad. And it's not only US, it's happening everywhere in different parts, because right now it's trendy to look at US, it's like so super easy just to say, look back and say like, yeah, US is the problem. Yeah, but look, for instance, my country, look Mexico, look Colombia, look Venezuela, look Brazil. Even with the BRICS and all this magic economical movement of the high political status. But every country has its each problems, like each own problem. But I don't think that we should, I don't know how generalize like this.
No, exactly. I do not want to. That's why I said I love American people.
Me too. I want to clarify.
It's just the politics that I'm not a fan of, and I think that my work actually can help in certain ways with being more authentic and less judgmental. Because the less judgmental you are, the more accepting you are of yourself. So
and also for instance, I don't believe this. I don't know how to say this belief of they have the government they deserve. I don't believe that. I am coming from Mexico.
Yeah.
And Mexican people, they don't deserve the government we have. Right now it's going kind of different. I'm not saying better. I'm saying just different because each party has their own business aside, but definitely I don't believe, because I am coming from I don't know, I'm a working class people, and I don't think we have the government we deserve. So this expression, I don't think when people say that, it's like, no, bro, no. Sometimes we have some, politicians that are actually doing business, but for themselves,
Yeah.
But anyway, I don't want to go because
to go into politics.
Yeah. No, and also it's super easy to go to rabbit holes in this kind of conversations. But so you were over there, and then how did you arrive to Montreal?
Yes, so it was a few stops along the way.
Where?
Basically, I was born in Moldova, then we moved to Saudi Arabia. My family, well, my dad was the first to work at the UN, and so UNICEF. And so therefore he had to go every 3 years, move from places to place. Unfortunately, in Saudi, his Parkinson's disease started to get bad, and so the situation in Saudi Arabia got bad where they were starting to kill Americans. So one day we heard like the next door compound, someone had been killed in an American. So from one day to the next, I literally was leaving to go to Switzerland. I thought we were going on vacation. I was so young. I was like 7 years old, and I had no idea what was going on. I was like saying bye to my friends, but I'm like, I'm coming back. Like, no, we were not coming back. So we moved to Switzerland because of the situation. And then I spent 6 years in Switzerland, but my mom took over working. So she started working for UNAIDS specifically. And we were lucky. Usually every 3 years, your contract, you need to be displaced to somewhere else. But we got lucky and we stayed there for 6 years. She got...
In Sweden?
No, in Switzerland.
Switzerland.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So we stayed in Switzerland for 6 years. And then we had to move because it was the end of the contract. So they moved her to Egypt. And yeah, that was an experience.
So you studied in Switzerland, Saudi Arabia? Yeah, and in Egypt.
In Egypt. And just so you know, in the meantime, my parents would always, every summer, we would go to Montreal to visit family. Okay. So we would spend our summers in Montreal. I had a good, I had a good background with Montreal. I knew where everything was, and yeah.
So technically, you were not like amazed by like the culture or anything. You already were in.
Yeah, I was already aware of what
was.
What Montreal was and how. Yeah, it was just our summer vacation basically.
Nice. And how was it to be? And I am asking this from my ignorance. Okay. How was your experience as a student in Western culture compared with Middle? No, I'm not gonna use it. No. I'm gonna try to avoid to say Middle East because this is a colonial.
Yes, it is.
Expression.
Thank you for saying that. Yeah.
So let's say in Oriental education, let's say, just go search the video of this historian talking about.
She's an Egyptian too.
An Egyptian, yeah, and she's talking about why not to say Middle East, and why it's important to decolonize and deconstruct the vocabulary, in which we express ourselves. So go look for it.
I wish I remembered her name.
I forgot.
She's so smart.
Yeah.
She's the way she speaks, the way she articulates. She's such a smart lady.
And when I saw she was Egyptian, I was like, now I understand. So how was your experience as a student? Comparing like the two education systems?
Okay, so, well, first of all, going from Switzerland, where I had a lot of freedom, to go by bus, by train, by myself, all these things. Like I had a lot of autonomy in Switzerland, and the way I dressed was vastly different. And it was a culture shock for me to have to adjust to, because especially when you're a teenager, you're like coming to find what you like to wear, who you are. So it was kind of it was a very hard time for me to already deal with that shock. And so going into a different type of education, the only difference really that there was because I went to the American School of Egypt. Okay. So it was a private school. So the only difference in education really was that some students, because it was mandated by the government to take Arabic lessons and to take the ministry exam in Arabic. Well, there was a ministry exam that is for the Arabic language. And I didn't have to take it because I was a foreigner. So it was an obligation for me to do it. But all my teachers were from different places. I would say the only bad experience that was it's cultural. Like, it's like I was hugging a friend one time in the hallway, and an Arabic teacher was like, "You're not in the streets of Egypt. Don't do that." And I thought that was so strange and weird to say that. It's such an odd thing to say when such a harmless thing and such a beautiful thing could be taken and made into this tainted thing, and I had those little microaggressions during school, especially being a foreigner. It was difficult. Yeah.
So will you say it was more difficult to be a woman over there that being being a woman? I don't want to go there, but with all its freedom, compared to here, over
there is a difference in, let's say,
I'm sorry, I'm asking this from the ignorance. I'm really asking this.
Absolutely. There's no judgment, for sure. There's a difference in the way people view you. So if you're wearing certain things, for example, another example, we weren't allowed to wear leggings, as pants. We had to wear pants. So leggings were this over sexualized thing in school or even outside of school. So I couldn't wear bikinis, for example, the ones that I like, and I can't wear short, I'm wearing shorts, very short today. I would not be able to wear that, know? So it's just, it's been a while since I've been to Egypt, so I cannot speak of my experience of present day. But back in the day in high school, it was very controlling, very constricting. I couldn't go by bus somewhere. I didn't have that freedom to travel by myself. I always had to have a driver. I always had to be accompanied. It just, I had a less autonomy.
Okay, I understand.
And honestly, I barely had friends, because a lot of the girls were either very very mean and judgmental of me because I was a foreigner.
Okay.
So I think they had this expectation of what I am, preconceived
as a Western.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I didn't have a lot of female friends, so that was very, very hard. I came from having really close female relationships, which I think as a woman builds you and helps you in life and is nurturing. And I didn't have that. I had maybe one or two friends that were not solidifying concrete. Yeah. And a lot of the men were very they over-sexualized me.
Okay.
They over-objectified me, and I felt it, and it was a very hard thing to experience as a teenager.
Yeah.
Course. In Switzerland, no one gives a shit. You could be naked and no one would give a shit. I was not this over-sexualized being. And it was crazy to have that complete opposite. Yeah.
Yeah, I can okay, imagine it was shocking.
Yeah.
Because I don't know, I think something we don't think about is when you change from one country, one culture to another, you are never ready.
No. Yeah.
You are never ready. Me, for instance, I had some experiences here that I wasn't ready for. Why? Because you see those stories on internet and you see everything passing some from far away. You think that is never gonna happen to me. And when it happens, it's like, oh shit, I wasn't ready.
Yeah.
Because like you don't take it.
But I wasn't
Good.
ready, rightfully so, because I was a kid.
Of
you
course,
know?
no,
As an adult now, if I was to plan to go to Egypt, I'm aware and I'm more prepared and I'm more like I would be glad to immerse in that culture because I'm putting myself into it, you know? Back then as a kid, I had no idea what I was gonna get into, you know?
Yeah.
I didn't know the rules of the culture. I didn't really understand, but now I have a very big heart for Islam and being modest, and I think it's such a beautiful religion in itself. I actually studied religions in university, and I think it's like it is beautiful in itself. It's just I wasn't ready for that as a kid. I didn't know what I was getting into, and it's again like you're trying to figure out who you are, and it's hard to figure out who you are when you don't have the space or the room to do that.
Even as an adult,
Yeah.
it's difficult to figure out who you are. Like,
True.
Even as an adult, you know, like I think like it's a constant research, you know, like that you're solving while doing things, you know. So
I just don't want to come across as if like I'm bashing a whole culture. I'm just trying to explain my experience, but I love the culture in itself, and it has beauties to it.
It's a beautiful culture.
It is.
Yeah, Arabic
but
culture,
it's not it wasn't a good experience then for me.
Yeah, no, and I cannot relate about it. Like I cannot like be in your position, but I can imagine just like the cultural shock coming from Switzerland. How do you pronounce it?
Yeah, it's Switzerland.
Switzerland.
Yeah.
Okay, like to go to another culture and people like a bit more restrictive. It could be a bit shocking. Like for instance, me, like the most shocking thing I got here in Montreal was having patience. You know,
Say more.
You know, like for instance, me, I'm not patient for a lot of things. I'm coming from a hood. You know, like we don't have patience. Like we're not like just like we don't have time for bullshitting. You know, like it's like okay, what?
It's so interesting that you say that, because even if you notice the speech and how you communicate in certain, like in Arabic, for example, or in certain cultures, the speed of it is different.
Completely.
And like for example, in Europe, you take a pause and you listen to the other person. In Lebanese culture, you're talking over each other. You know what I mean?
And you're raising the voice. You know, like
exactly.
No.
Yeah, and it's crazy how we can judge it differently in different cultures.
Completely.
Because we didn't grow up in that way, and it's unfair, because you might look at a person who speaks over someone and think, oh, they're not really intelligent, or they're immature, or this, but no, it's just the culture.
Yeah. Like for instance, like in Mexico, we will have this culture of the ones who. It's not that we believe it, but this is how it happens. Like the one who speaks louder is the one who's right. You know?
Yeah.
So like, you know, you start like to raise your voice, and then like, no, like that's why. And I don't know, like I didn't like that since I was a kid. I honestly never liked loud people. For instance, I truly believe there is a space. I already had told you that, like, there is a space in hell for the people who how do you say éternuer? Like
to
sneeze, like
really loud.
No, and my mom is there.
Oh
like,
my god.
I was like, bro, like I can hear your sneeze 3 blocks away.
Do you want a microphone? Like at this rate, you know what I mean?
Why do you do that? But in my family, in my culture, in my hood, and you know, like in my area, it was normal to raise your voice for nothing or just in a conversation. And since I was a kid, I never liked that. I was like, no, please don't raise your voice.
Yeah.
And then And then I discovered Arabic people.
Yeah.
And I was like, bro.
Okay, so this happens here too. I get it now, like
Yeah, no. They speak super loud.
it's loud and it's very passionate, and it's, well, I think Italians too do this. And we speak over each other.
Yeah.
And it's crazy. Sometimes I'm just like, I find myself in those moments where I'm like, oh, I'm sometimes a Lebanese little woman, because like literally I'll like talk over people and I remember, oh shit, no, this is not like appropriate in certain conversations.
But you know what? Like I discovered actually that for instance, I really try to embrace right now, and I think this is coming with age, like to embrace this kind of adjectives. I don't know how to say, like these
Objectives?
qualities,
Okay.
these qualities from cultural stuff. Like for instance, right now, as a kid, I was judging a lot the loud people. Right now that I see it from outside, like
You understand where it's from.
Yeah, exactly. No? Because like when you're immersed and you never go outside to have this, how do you call it? Like bird's view?
Bird's eye view.
Bird's eye view. Like you can, when you go outside, when you travel and you see your culture from outside, it's like, now I understand. And you also start to break this romanticization of the ideology you have of being Mexican and what we have as a cultural qualities, But yeah, I wanted to ask you, like, are you okay with the time? Are you okay? Because me, like, I think, like,
yes, we have about 25 more minutes.
Okay, perfect. Because like I think for me, like, podcasting is I think the first 30 minutes is like hitting just hitting, like the real conversations for me, like it starts like after minute 30, 40, because like you're like already in,
you're invested. It's going very well. There's a flow.
Exactly. But thanks for being here. For real.
I wanted to, before you move on, because you said something like the bird's eye view about you not enjoying people speaking loudly, or and like you were judging it, and now you're an adult and you understand it.
Yeah, of course.
And I think it's so important to realize these things, like to question, questioning things is, to me, the utmost sign of intelligence. Like if you're just stagnant and not questioning why you do certain things or why things happen in the world, like there needs to be this curiosity. And it's so beneficial, because when you got curious about why am I judging the loudness, you were able to reflect and understand, okay, if I'm judging it, then it's probably because it's something I don't accept in myself. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's these questionings and these deductions that, and even if you don't accept it, the fact that you realize that this is a thing that you're
of course
you're in, it's okay to not accept it as well. You know?
Yeah. But as far as you know that it's not the others.
Yes, we like to responsibilize everyone
you need to
else.
Embrace.
Yes,
you need to embrace that it's not the others, it's yourself, and it's you, the one who doesn't accept these kind of things. I agree with that.
It's a complete mirror to.
Of course. Like I always say, and this is something I love to say, like because sometimes people forget that wherever you talk about people, it tells more about yourself than about the people you are talking about.
Absolutely.
So we need to be careful about the things that come out from our mouth. And I think that was the reason why I didn't want to record today, because context. I told Amalia during the week, okay, we're going to record the first podcast, the first episode. And then I disappeared. But I disappeared because I was scared, because internet doesn't forget. You know?
It's not a very forgiving place.
Yeah. And it could be a really rude place, you know? Like it could be really a nasty place, internet, you know? And we don't talk about Twitter because Twitter is just like a
I don't
war
even
zone.
have Twitter because you showed it to me once and I was like, this is not for me. I could
like,
not. I could
bro,
not.
I honestly,
Yeah.
you go to Twitter and the first thing that pops out, it's someone having a fight, someone being killed, someone having an
Yeah.
accident on. So I'm gonna
It's really
put the
not
beep. But
it's not an energy I want to be attached to be honest. Yeah.
But unfortunately, the most of the conversation of life, like outside, you know, like these big groups and you like handling things, that conversation is happening over there. So sometimes if you want to know what is happening over there, it's like, fuck, I need to go to Twitter. And it's like, you know, because the conversation is happening there. So I have Twitter more like, you know, like this, like the podcast, like more like a sense of voyeurism. You know, I am just checking from outside,
see.
just like,
I see.
and then I go out because it's like sometimes
it's too much.
Yeah, it's too much. Yeah.
But going back to, because I found it really interesting when you said you had this fear of being like that they would remember what you would say and it wouldn't be forgiving. It would be, you know, there would be comments or something like that.
Yeah.
And all of these things are completely valid. Like I love that you took these and you owned up to these fears and you're still here today and you're still doing it, you know, despite those fears.
Yeah.
And
I think,
sorry.
No. Sorry, I cut yourself. I cut to you. Sorry. And this is another thing why I want to do a podcast, to teach me to have a conversation and not monopolize the word. Sorry.
Yeah, no worries. But no, I just wanted to say that's that you, by passing this fear and sitting with it, even like right now you're sitting with it and you're moving past it, is you giving yourself the proof that you can do hard things or you can do things that you're afraid of. And that is in itself such a beautiful and rewarding thing, you know? And I don't want to I don't want us to just brush through it because it is something to celebrate and to value and to,
thanks a lot. Thanks a lot. And I wanted to thank you because you have supported me during this, I don't know, like during this project, you know, like encouraging me. And for instance, like something I was thinking today in the morning when we were messaging each other, I was like, if I leave it for later, it's going to be like this all the time. And I swear on my brother's memory that I was typing you, okay, we'll do it next week. And it was about like, just to send it. And I was like, no, fuck it, today. And I was like, okay, see you 30. And I was like, oh my God, what you did? And I was like thinking, I cannot go back. Like, send.
Have you seen the movie? I'm going to butcher the name, but it's Everything, Something, All at Once.
Everything, everywhere, all at once.
I think so.
It's a beautiful movie.
It's just so I'm sure that this is the movie I'm trying to reference. It's with the lady who she has to do random acts in order to move to a different time.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so what you just did, I saw this on a video and I thought, I love this analogy, is that you basically chose the random thing to do that isn't natural to you, like the typical behavior.
Yeah.
And you chose the exact like complete opposite random thing to be like, okay, no, I'm gonna do it.
Yeah.
It's so out of your usual character that now you're in a new timeline.
Exactly.
And it's so great. Like it's
I swear to you, like I erased the message. I was about to I erased like see you next week to put okay, it's okay. We see you 10:30. And I am telling you this because yesterday I lost my fucking power bank. We were like in the park. So technically I was shooting with the drone you know.
Okay.
And I was charging the drone with my power bank, so I left it there. So in the morning when I was sending the message to you, I was in the metro,
No
going to
way.
the park, and I was like, "No, I'm gonna do it today." And
Yes.
thanks a lot. Thanks a lot. Thanks
Well,
for
first of all, welcome to your new timeline. Like,
yeah. Here we are. Let's see how it goes.
Literally.
The difficult thing is like know how to change the timeline from your past to the new present.
the
You
new-
know? Yeah, it's like it's gonna be complicated. And what are you reading right now? Like because you told me 20 minutes, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so what are you reading right now?
Okay, I really love what I'm reading right now. It's called I Don't Want to Talk About It.
Okay.
And it's I forget his name, but he's such a good therapist. He's a family therapist. But he does his main work with men.
Okay.
And the book is about men and depression, how it can look like in men. Because the way it shows up in men is a bit different than the way it shows up in women, just because we've been socialized differently. And he talks about covert and overt depression in men. And I feel like there's such... Oh, he's so good at like expressing and making you understand like how come we don't see it in men usually, because like the majority of the time you see a man who is doing great at work, doing great, like he's funny, he's like social, blah, blah, blah. But then you don't even know, but he's really depressed inside. And how do we miss this? Why are we missing these things? And it dives deep into what it looks like, why it happens, and he gives examples in his therapy sessions and stories, and oh my God, it's so fascinating.
And
yeah.
so what was the name of the book?
It's called I Don't Want to Talk About It.
Okay.
Because, men don't necessarily want to talk about it.
It's a nice title.
Yeah.
It's a nice title because
it fits well.
yeah, because that's the response so often. Like, I don't want to talk about it.
I don't want to talk about it. Or they brush it off with like another question or like whatever.
Yeah.
It's never, you ask someone, and this is both ways. It can be for women too, but women tend to be more vulnerable about their emotions because it's been like a good thing for them socially. Whereas for men, it's not.
It's something new for us.
It is a new.
It's something new, yeah. To accept such a thing.
What really touched me the most about this book is how much, and I hate saying trauma, but it is trauma. You've been traumatized to like it's to be the social, like you're socialized, but really you're traumatized into being a man. You know what I mean? Through small things. It could be, for example, like, oh, don't cry about it. Or if you're crying as a kid and your parent doesn't like give you attention, that's trauma,
Of course.
You come... Oh, there was one thing in the book he said it's normalized for dads to be like, okay, you can no longer hug mom, or you can no longer be affectionate with her. It's done. You're a man now. That's trauma. All these traumatic experiences have socialized you into being what you are.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I never got that. Because my dad, he told me he will go get some cigarettes, and he never came back. So,
okay.
No.
Okay. No, I don't know.
No. But no. For real.
Yeah.
Like for us, like as a man. Sorry for the joke. It was a super bad joke, but it's a joke. But it's true.
To be honest, I think you were using a coping mechanism.
No, but it's true. I was actually about to express that it's actually true.
Okay.
Because, for instance, for us, like, we have actually also an association with the connection of our feelings, also coming from our woman's family. For instance, my grandma, she's ex-military. She's a medical. That's what she told us.
Okay.
That's the story she created for herself.
I see. Okay.
But she's surgeon.
Surgeon?
Surgeon.
Sir. Surgeon.
Surgeon, yeah. But no, but a doctor, like surgeon.
Yeah, she
Surgeon?
does surgery. She's
Yeah,
a surgeon. Yeah.
Voila. Sorry.
It's
So,
okay.
so basically, every time I will cry or anything, it's like, no, just, like,
Oh.
so we have this association with our feelings to
Absolutely. Women internalize misogyny as well.
exactly,
Yeah,
exactly,
absolutely.
like, so expressing my feelings will be
Yeah.
something for a week. I shouldn't be like a woman because I am crying.
Absolutely.
So
Yeah.
this kind of association of you as a man getting in connection with your feelings, putting label those feelings and expressing those feelings with label,
It's
it makes you
shameful.
it's shameful for you. So I completely agree about
Yeah.
that.
Sorry, I didn't mean to just focus on dads. Absolutely, your mom can uphold this stigma as well.
Yeah,
And
moms, grandmas, for instance, like, and I cannot blame her. I'm not never gonna blame her. Like she grew up with men's. Like
yeah.
my grandma, she's like a big dude.
Yeah.
Like
She's been socialized in the same way.
in the same
Yeah.
way.
Yeah.
So honestly, I think it's a nice recommendation for a book. Like so, I don't want to talk about it. And what's the name of the writer?
I have to look it up.
Yeah, it's okay.
Wait.
It's an audiobook.
Yes, it can be an audiobook. Yeah.
Let's make the clip. It's audiobook cheating
No.
because you're not reading.
No, I disagree, because you cannot expect everyone to have the same learning type. Like, if you are a person who is more visual, or a person, we have so many different types. Like, you can be pragmatic, you can be more I forget the terms, but you could be more like artsy, visual, like outside the box. But they're different. I'm learning this actually currently. I can't remember the exact terms, but there are different learning types, and that's why I don't think Audible is cheating, because it's just part of your different learning type.
Yeah. Well, there is a study that it was made by a university in United States. I don't remember the name. You can Google it. And this study was saying that the process of the cognitive process of reading and of listening a story, with like listening literally, or reading a story, it doesn't change too much in your brain while activating the brain process. It's not such a difference. There is no such a difference while reading or listening a book. Yeah.
Wow.
So technically, the only thing that changes is effectively, as you said, that the cognitive, not everyone has the same cognitive process.
Yes.
And there is people that has more attention, that puts more attention to the things they are listening than to the things they are reading.
And some people do both at the same time.
Yeah, for sure. And there is some people that they are not that good at putting attention to a book. You can get messed with letters wherever you want. Dyslexia, yeah. While listening a book actually is activating the same process in your brain. Also, you are getting the same, actually, I don't know how to say, like, benefit.
Yeah.
Of imagination and activation of your how do you say, your brain connection? It's
your neurons.
Voila. C'est ça.
So I have a point to make, but the book is by Terry Real.
Okay, Terry Real.
Yes.
I don't want to talk about it.
I don't want to talk about
Perfect.
it. And so going back to that as well, I find audiobooks, what I get from them, sometimes more than just reading a paperback, is that if I don't know a word and I hear it in an audiobook, then I like hearing the pronunciation, and I find myself able to remember it better, when I hear it as an audio versus if I read it. So saying it out loud and hearing it out loud are much more helpful for me to learning
Okay.
a new word. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, also, I don't know, like, I think like in the brain process, while you're listening, while you're reading, for instance, me, I discovered that having an audiobook, I will prefer to read some titles in physics, and I will prefer to listen on other titles by listening. That
Okay.
by, like, I prefer read. For instance, right now I am reading this book that is called a Cher Connard.
Oh,
Cher Connard.
okay.
So, but I am listening another book, and that is called The Creative
Oh,
Act.
just for people who don't speak French, cher connard.
Yeah.
The translation is like, dear asshole.
Yeah,
Yeah.
dear asshole. So I'm right now like reading this one, but I'm listening at the same time another book from Rick Rubin that is called The Creative Act.
Ooh.
So I'm doing both at the same time, but I wouldn't like, and I'm not. It's nothing against Rick Rubin. Rick Rubin, he's the master. He's a mastermind. I love him, but I will prefer to spend my time just like while listening this and doing another things because I can, than having this kind of social compromise readings that are like in which you need to have attention in order to create
like your full attention.
Yeah, full attention to create like different comparatives of society, socialists. I don't know how to say it. Like, yeah, like social philosophy and everything that is.
It's just
connected.
for you. You prefer having the time to reflect on it.
Yeah,
and,
exactly.
Like, taking the time to actually digest
Exactly
versus,
the information.
yeah.
Exactly. And just to finish, like for instance, where do you want to send the people who is listening to this podcast? Where we can visit your podcast, where we can visit your Instagram, or if you want to share something like this.
Thank you. Well, you can find me on YouTube, and you can listen to me. My podcast is called the Toma Podcast. My name is Amalia Toma, and you can find my Instagram with that name as well. It's Amalia Toma. And I don't think I have any other socials that are yet. I still have to get good at posting on the actual podcast, but we'll figure that out.
It's okay.
Yeah.
It's like it takes time. It takes time to have the like the mind to set yourself and to compromise yourself with the project. Like we can do one is a good start, but continuing it's kind of difficult. But here we are to push each other.
Absolutely. I'm so glad today you made it happen. And like, I know this is going to motivate me because I was a little bit out of the game I was on vacation, and now that I'm back into it, it's giving me the taste to want to go back into it.
This is how it works. We motivate each other, and this is like friends we do. So I want to create this kind of in this podcast, like two things. Give me a recommendation, a film, a book, not like to me, and also for the people who is listening to the podcast. So a recommendation, any book, any song,
okay,
film.
Well, for more of, I mean, they have it in English and French. So if you're English or French speaker, I think that it's called The Stranger. C'est by Camus.
Albert Camus.
Albert Camus. So it's L'étranger in French. And that book changed. Like I love the philosophy of absurdism. So that is a great book to very much, but it's more like what you're reading. It's a book to digest, to kind of really get into it, because the first time I read it, I was really pissed off at the beginning. And then once it concluded, it's worth it. It really is worth it.
It is.
And a movie. Well, the one we talked about, I love that movie. The Everything Happens.
Everything, everywhere, all at once.
All at once, because there's so many themes. There's so many ways, and a person with ADHD like me, it hit a spot for
Yeah.
me. Yeah.
And just to finish the podcast,
Yes.
okay, last question. We have the time machine. You go back to yourself in Egypt,
Okay.
and you give yourself un conseil, comme tu dis,
Advice.
an advice.
Yes.
What will be the advice
Advice.
to yourself? You come back in the past, you see yourself,
Yeah.
and you're talking to yourself. What would you tell yourself?
What would I tell myself? That's a hard question because I don't think I would want to give myself advice because I want myself to make a bunch of mistakes and to live the hard experiences. But and plus I'm sure I would not listen to the advice. I would be like, who is she? Why is she talking? Like, if it was me to me, I'd be like, shut up, you don't know anything. I was too ego based.
Okay.
So it wouldn't have mattered what I would have said, but perhaps I would say you are gonna make no, you're gonna find yourself. Yeah. So don't worry. You're gonna find yourself.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's a nice message. Amalia, thanks for being here.
Thanks
for
you.
supporting this project. Thanks for supporting me. And
Thank you.
Yeah, it's a pleasure to have a conversation with you all the time.
Likewise, absolutely.
Yeah. And yeah, I hope you come back soon.
I hope so too, please.
Okay.
I love talking to you. I love these conversations.
Thanks a lot. And yeah, that was
First
Inner
podcast.
Flux. Yeah, that was Inner Flux, first podcast. This is called Pilot. And yeah, thanks a lot, everyone.
Thank you, guys.
Have a good one.
Bye.
Bye. Thanks a lot, Amalia.
That was amazing.
Thanks.
I love this gear as well, hearing yourself.